Hi, welcome to the class of 2025 high school transition. I'm pleased to share this information with all of the 8th grade parents and students. We do hate that it can't be in person this year, but we hope that this video does provide you with useful information to make a smooth transition to high school. My name is Cassie Moon, and I'll be going through the presentation with you today. I do want to introduce some of our administrative and counseling staff that will be helpful throughout this registration process as well. Dr. Philip Brown is our principal. Michael Dallas is our athletic director and assistant principal. Mr. Eric Hamilton is an assistant principal. And then we have 4 counselors that will be serving our students. Jody Anderson serves students' last names A through DA. Mackenzie Moulter serves students with the last names DE through JI. Katie Wood is last names JO through Q, and then Dr. Christy Conley, last names R through Z. All right, so first I want to go through kind of what to expect in high school, some of the differences between middle school and high school as far as the academic class goes. North Oconee runs a modified block schedule. So what this means is students typically will have 4 classes in the fall semester and 4 classes in the spring semester. This gives them a total of 8 classes at the end of their freshman year. One difference between middle school and high school is that the classes are 90 minutes long. So they're a little bit longer than what the students are used to in middle school. So this tends to be a little bit of a transition for our 9th grade students. With these 4 classes, we do attempt to give students a balanced schedule. So typically they would have 2 academic classes and 2 elective classes during one semester, and then 2 academics and 2 electives the next semester. If you did receive your schedule in July once they go live, and you notice that you have an unbalanced schedule, for example, you have 3 academics with 1 elective, that would be a reason to put in for a schedule change request so that we can see if we can accommodate your schedule and balance it out a little better. This is a sample balance schedule for a student that's taking all block classes. Most of our 9th grade students do take all block classes, and that means that they take 4 classes in the fall. Those classes end in December, and they get a credit for those classes. So, for example, this student here is taking theater arts, 9th grade lit, algebra 1, and health and PE. Those 4 classes, again, would end in December. You would get a full credit for each of those classes, and then second semester, you would start a whole new schedule. You would have visual arts, biology, intro to business and tech, and then American government. You can see in red, those are the core classes, the core academic classes, and this would be considered a balanced schedule because you have 2 academics in the fall and 2 academics in the spring. So we do only have 4 periods in our school day, and those 4 periods, again, are 90 minutes each. Students go to lunch during 3rd block, and so whatever class you have during that block, that's who you would go to lunch with. Some of our students will have classes that continue all year. All of our advanced placement classes are year-long classes. This means they meet every other day for the entire school year. We do this in preparation for the AP exam, which is given in May. So this student, for example, has Spanish 2 in the fall, accelerated algebra 1 in the fall, and health and PE in the fall. Then in the spring, Spanish 3, intro to business and tech, and biology. But you notice that second block, all year, this student has AP government paired with 9th lit honors. That means that you go to AP government on an A day and 9th lit honors on a B day. So the first day of school is always an A day, and then it just simply rotates from that point until the end of the school year, AB, so on and so forth. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about the graduation requirements for North Oconee. So each student does need 28 units to graduate from high school. Each semester-long course equals 1 unit of credit. There are 8 units of credit available each year. So that gives you up to 32 credit opportunities in your 4 years of high school. Some students also come in to high school with credits such as Spanish 1, Algebra 1, and Physical Science. The diploma requirements for language arts is 4 units of language arts. So that would be 9th lit, 10th lit, 11th lit, and 12th lit. 4 units of math, 4 units of social studies, which includes American government, world history, U.S. history, and economics. 4 units of science, 1 unit of health and PE, which all 9th graders will take their freshman year. 3 units that fall under the world language, CTAE, or fine arts umbrella. 3 academic electives, and then 5 additional electives. Just to kind of remind you and give you a little bit of a heads up, this is something that your counselor will work with you on to make sure you meet these graduation requirements. So our counselors do meet with all of our juniors in the spring of their junior year to make sure they're on track for graduation. Our counselors also do classroom guidance and go over these requirements and so that students can stay on top of this. So to begin the registration process, your child will receive a registration card on January the 28th. The card will look similar to this screen here. And on the back of the card, there will be the course offerings for all rising 9th grade students. You can see in this card right here, the science, the social studies, the math, and the language arts sections are shaded. These courses will be recommended by your child's current 8th grade teacher, and they will sign off on those recommendations. You can see that block number 8, health and PE, is already pre-populated for all students. So that leaves you with 3 electives in the white space there that you would need to choose from, and you would need to decide which 3 electives you would like to take next year. Keep in mind, when choosing electives, this does not guarantee that you will receive those classes in your schedule. We do schedule all of our seniors first, then juniors, then sophomores, and then 9th graders. Obviously, because we do have some seniors that are competing for the exact same electives that a 9th grader might be trying to take, such as Intro to Healthcare Science or Modern Dance. In addition to your 3 electives, you do have to also select 3 alternate courses. You can see there on the card, there's space to select 3 alternates. Those are in no particular order. They simply go into the computer and they are marked as alternates, so that if you don't get one of your 3 choices, the computer will automatically go to an alternate if it's available. If that is not available, then we look at the schedule and try to hand schedule an elective that fits into your master schedule of your core classes. You can see there's place at the bottom of the card for student signature and parent signature. When we get to the point where we are registering in the computer on February the 3rd with the middle school students, this card does have to be completed and signed for students to be able to enter course requests. I'll talk through a little bit of the information as I continue with this card. So the general placement information. The current 8th grade teachers will make course recommendations for the core classes. The core classes being math, science, social studies, and language arts. This is dependent on performance, standardized test scores, and there are specific guidelines given by Oconee County Schools. One thing that I would definitely emphasize and suggest is to trust the recommendation of the 8th grade teachers. This will be my 4th registration with students at North Oconee, and our 8th grade teachers have done a wonderful job recommending students and placing them correctly. Every now and then we do have some parents that would like to go against the teacher's recommendation. Let's say, for example, that the teacher wanted to recommend the student for honors biology. The social studies teacher also chose honors gov. Lit also chose honors lit. And then you kind of are talking with your child, and maybe they're planning to play 3 sports. Maybe they're going to be in the band, and they may be feeling a little bit overwhelmed with all honors classes. You can complete a waiver if you choose to go against the teacher's recommendation. You can complete a waiver to either waive up or down, and you are able to do this. You also can do this if you want to waive your child up into a course. Let's say that they get recommended for a grade level course and you'd like for them to take the honors. You do have to come get a waiver from North Oconee High School in the counseling office, and this waiver would need to be completed and attached to the registration card in order for your child to register for that particular course. So, for example, if the teacher recommended your child for grade level biology and you wanted to waive into honors biology, grade level biology would stay on the recommendation card, the waiver would be attached, And then on February 3rd, when they are entering their course requests into PowerSchool, the student would be allowed to choose and select honors biology with that waiver. Please understand that if you complete a waiver for a course and it's the first or second week of the school year, and you maybe feel like that the student would like to drop down a level, we cannot guarantee those level changes because we do make the master schedule based on the course selections. All right, I'm going to go through some of the core classes to let you know what is offered in each of the content areas as a ninth grade student. So for ninth grade language arts, your options are ninth grade lit and ninth grade lit honors. An optional elective is basic reading and writing. This is teacher recommendation only. So the teacher would recommend the student for this class, and it does count as an academic elective. The ninth grade math options are Algebra 1, Accelerated Algebra 1 Geometry A, Accelerated Geometry B Algebra 2. Students that are recommended for Accelerated Geometry B Algebra 2 must receive the credit for Accelerated Algebra 1 in the 8th grade. And then geometry is also an option. We do have a few students who are that took the Accelerated Algebra 1 credit in the 8th grade, but they did not want to stay on the accelerated track. And so therefore in the 9th grade, they went into geometry. An optional elective is algebra support. This diagram simply shows you the difference between the Algebra 1 pacing and the Accelerated Algebra 1. This is probably one of our most common frequently asked questions. You can see here the Algebra 1 covers 6 units. The Accelerated Algebra 1 covers 9 units. In the Accelerated Algebra 1 class, the student gets all of Algebra 1 plus half of geometry. So it goes at a much faster pace. This chart shows you some of the math track comparisons. There are 3 options here, and you can look and see what the courses that they would take each year. Our students do take 1 math course each year, even though it might be on the block. So they might have Algebra 1 in the fall, and then they won't take geometry again until their 10th grade year. Social studies options, we have American Government, Honors American Government, and AP Government. Since AP Government is an advanced placement course, an AP course, the student would meet every other day all year. It's on the AB schedule. AP Government for 9th graders is paired with 9th Lit Honors. Students can take 9th Lit Honors and not AP Gov. So for example, if a student is not taking AP Gov but wants to take 9th Lit Honors, they would take 9th Lit Honors on the block. One AP course elective option in social studies is AP Human Geography. It also meets on the AB schedule every other day all year. Science options, we have biology and honors biology. And then we have physical education. So all 9th grade students take a half a unit of health, half a unit of PE. This gives you your full unit that is required. The health and PE is taken every other day only in 1 semester. So if you have health and PE first semester, you would, for example, have health on A day, PE on B day, and you would do that for the whole semester. Some optional electives are weight training, aerobic dance, and body sculpting. Weight training is geared towards students that are serious about athletics and working out. It is a strenuous, high-level workout. Aerobic dance and body sculpting are also PE electives that I would say are a little less strenuous than the weight training course. So at this point, students then would look on the back of their registration card once they get it, and they would start to think about what elective options they would like to select and request for next year. We have various fine arts options. We have chorus, visual arts, modern dance, theater arts fundamentals, theater arts, film, video, and television. We have marching band, percussion, and concert band. For world language, we offer French, German, Latin, and Spanish. World language is not a requirement for graduation, but most four-year institutions do require 2 units of the same world language for their admissions requirements. Spanish is limited for 9th grade students, so Spanish can only be selected as an alternate. It cannot be selected as your main elective. French, German, and Latin can be selected as an elective, and you must add the first 2 courses. For example, you can't just sign up for Latin 1. You would have to choose Latin 1 and 2. So you would take Latin 1 in the fall and Latin 2 in the spring. Students that are currently taking Spanish 1 for high school credit in the 8th grade will be placed in Spanish 2 and 3 for the 9th grade. So you would select Spanish 2 and 3 on your registration card. Spanish 2 would be in the fall, Spanish 3 would be in the spring. Some of our CTAE electives are Basic Ag, Foundations of Engineering and Technology, Intro to Graphics and Design, Intro to Digital Technology, Intro to Business and Technology, Early Childhood Education, and Intro to Healthcare Science. So just to summarize, a typical 9th grade schedule is going to have a math, English, science, and social studies course. Those are going to be recommended by the 8th grade teacher. The student then chooses 3 electives. All of the elective course offerings are on the back of the registration card, so please do not write in something that's not located on the back of the card, because what will happen there is then you won't be able to sign up for it in PowerSchool, and then you will be pressed to pick something very quickly, or otherwise the computer will just select an option for you. All students will automatically be placed into Health and PE in their PowerSchool schedule. The registration process officially begins January 25th. The week of the 25th through the 29th, the Malcolm Bridge Middle School teachers will be discussing the registration process with the 8th grade students. The 8th grade students will see a video similar to this one at school going over that registration process. We will have North Oconee counselors and myself that are going to be available during lunch at Malcolm Bridge Middle School, January 29th, February 1st, and February the 2nd. We'll be there to answer any questions that students might have. And then January 28th, the registration forms or cards will be given to the 8th grade students. The teachers will begin providing their recommendations the 28th and the 29th. When the student comes home with that registration card, we would like the parents to go ahead and start having conversations with them about their elective options and making those selections on the registration cards. The registration card is due February the 3rd. That's a Wednesday. So students will come to school on Wednesday, February the 3rd. They will hopefully have a completed registration card signed by both the student and the parent. If that is, if they have a completed card, then North Oconee counselors and staff, myself, we will be at Malcolm Bridge and we will walk them through the process of entering their course request into PowerSchool. Once that takes place, their end of it is pretty much finished. At that point, it takes a couple of months for me to build the master schedule, enter all of the information in, get the schedule run, and then mid-July, the schedules will go live in PowerSchool. I do have on the next few slides just some sample registration cards that I filled out just to kind of show you how it would look. This first one is a student that might be taking Algebra 1 with support, and you can see that the Algebra 1 is listed in the math block, and then the Algebra 1 support is listed as an elective. This student is also taking 9th grade Lit and Basic Reading and Writing. You can see that the Basic Reading and Writing is listed as an elective course as well, and then they chose Modern Dance as an elective. The 3 alternates are listed: Basic Ag, Intro to Healthcare, and Weight Training, and then there should be signatures as well. This student is taking AP Government, so they're also signing up for 9th Lit Honors AB. That means that the 9th Lit Honors will be paired with the AP Government. And then what I wanted to point out about this card is this student would like to have chorus all year. So they're signing up for Chorus 1 and Chorus 2. If you would like to have band all year, you would, for example, sign up for, if you're doing marching band, you would sign up for marching band fall And maybe you're going to sign up for concert band in the spring. Or if you would like to have percussion all year, you would sign up for percussion in the fall and the spring. And then you can see that this student also chose Latin as an alternate, and they listed both Latin 1 and 2. We do have some end-of-course testing in high school. We have Milestones testing. The Milestone exams are for American Lit, Algebra 1, Biology, and U.S. History. So there's only 4 end-of-course tests now at the high school level. The 2 that are highlighted in yellow are Algebra 1 and Biology. And so most students in the 9th grade will take both of those courses unless the student has already progressed past Algebra 1. So most of our 9th graders do take Algebra and Biology as an end-of-course exam in 9th grade. Those exams are administered in both December and May, so you take the exam at the end of the semester when you finish the course. Beginning in high school, your classes will go on your high school transcript, and you will be working towards the Hope Scholarship. One thing I did want to point out is that credits earned in middle school do not count towards your Hope GPA. They do count towards your high school GPA, which is your class rank, and it is what you would see in Power School. But again, if you're taking Spanish 1, Algebra, and Physical Science, those courses do not show up counting towards your Hope GPA. They do, however, count. You will see them on your transcript, and they do count towards your high school GPA. In order to get the Hope Scholarship, you must maintain a 3.0 or higher academic Hope GPA throughout high school. This is not the same GPA that you see in Power School. In order to check your Hope GPA, you would create a Georgia Futures account. And our counselors will walk the students through this process in the 9th grade. You do have to meet rigor requirements, which can also be found on Georgia Futures. And then some students also qualify for the Zell Miller Scholarship. This pays 100% tuition at a Georgia public school, requires a 3.7 GPA and a 1200 on the SAT or a 26 on the ACT. So a commonly asked question is, what is the difference between the Power School GPA and the Hope GPA? I wanted to just highlight this very briefly. The Power School GPA includes weighting that is given by Oconee County Schools. For example, Oconee County Schools gives a 5% weight for honors classes and a 10% weight for AP classes. This weight is added to your overall GPA. It is not added to the actual numerical grade of the grade that you get in that course. Your Power School GPA calculates all courses that you've taken in high school, not just the core academics. This GPA is used to determine class rank, honor grad status, valedictorian, and salutatorian. The Hope GPA includes the following in their calculation. It only includes the core academic courses, math, language arts, science, and social studies, and it also includes academic electives and world language. The Hope GPA does not calculate any high school weighting, so it does not calculate a 5% weighting for honors and a 10% weighting for AP. The Hope GPA is fair across the board in the entire state, so they have a set standard. They will add weight for academic AP courses and for academic dual enrollment courses, and they do this by adding a 0.5 to the GPA. So for example, if your grade in an AP course is an 82 is a 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. Since it is an advanced placement course, Hope would award it as a 3.5. And again, I do want to emphasize that your Hope GPA does not include any high school credits courses that were taken in middle school. Finally, I would encourage you to stay in the loop. As your child does transition to high school, it is important to continue to check Power School, communicate with your student, have them communicate with their teacher with any questions they may have, attend parent nights throughout the year, and then you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at NOHS Counseling. Again, my name is Cassie Moon. I am one of the assistant principals at North Oconee. My email is jmoon@oconeeschools.org. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I know that this is a difficult time and challenging time as you think about your 8th grader transitioning to high school, but I promise you we are here for you. I will be happy to answer any questions you have, and I hope that it is a smooth transition for all of our students. Thank you very much.